somebody who has words of affirmation as one of her love languages, I know it often can be one that doesn't quite feel as easy to do. For those of you who are looking to find the best gift to give somebody whose love language is words of affirmation, today's video is for you. Okay, so the first thing is a gift that I was actually given a really long time ago. It was probably 5 or 6 years ago, even farther back. But one of my friends did a list of like 101 reasons why they loved me. And it was a simple sheet of paper. She typed them all out. They were all very like completely random. Some of them were things we had in common. One of them was like, we have this many Facebook friends in common. Like they were just totally random things that were mutual to us, little things about me. She framed it. Guys, it probably cost less than $10 to do the whole thing, and it's probably one of my most treasured gifts because it was just one of those things where you feel very seen by it. You feel like people are paying attention to you, and it just feels good to kind of have that and to read it. So I loved the idea of having it all on one sheet, having it framed, and something that I could keep and look at anytime maybe I was having a bad day. The other thing that goes with that, and this is one that would take a little bit longer, so you can kind of progressively do this over the next few weeks before you need to give this gift, but a jar of compliments. Anything you see throughout the day that you love about this person, that you feel like they do really well, that you feel like is just a boost, any kind of compliment. Like, I'm so thankful for, you know, the way that you love me. I'm so thankful for how you parent our children, how you take time to do this, how you anything, any kind of compliment, any compliment that you know that makes them smile, that you know makes you smile, might be a thing that makes them smile. Write them down on a little sheet of paper and like add them in a jar and give them that. And that's something, again, that when they're having a bad day, they can kind of pull it out and get that kind of compliment. So, and this could be literally, I love to do them if you know somebody has certain insecurities. Sometimes it's nice to not hear that thing. So like, I have a friend who is not the most secure about their hairline, so I'd be like, your hair looks really great today, and put that in the jar. Things that just make them feel pumped up. It's like a little bit of joy, and you can throw them all in one jar. Get your family involved in it. This is a great like gift to give a mom from all the kids, or dad, whomever, and everybody can kind of put something in, but the idea is just good vibes coming out of the jar constantly. Now, I've seen a couple of versions of this, and I will link the one down below that I think I'm going to give my mom this year, and it is a legacy journal. And as somebody who has already lost one parent, who's lost grandparents, who kind of, you know, knows that there's really that gap in knowledge, I feel like this is a great way to tell them that they matter and that you want to hear their stories, especially while your parents or your grandparents are younger. It gives them the opportunity to really write it down, and you can remember it and you can pass it on. But it's just that way to say, you feel seen, we see you, we love you, we want to hear about your stories and your things, and we want to memorialize them so that, you know, as you get older, potentially as we start forgetting memories, that this is there and that we can remind you and talk about them again. But I feel like, especially with the older generation, you hit a point where, you know, they tell the same stories constantly. They don't necessarily have new things to talk about, and you can kind of tune it out a little bit, and you don't always hear those stories. So this is a great way to kind of go through it with them and to be intentional about just listening to the things that they have to say and really spending the time with them. Number 5 is a very long thank you note. And I say that with a caveat of like, not necessarily in a card, although we're going to kind of show that in a minute. I do something, and this is kind of tying into my last one as well. I asked for this from my friends a couple of years ago instead of presents, because I've gotten to the point now where all of my friends are all scattered all over the place. It's really more important to me that like, if I can get us in the same place to spend time together, I would rather them invest that portion of it and like do the simple gift kind of vibe. So I asked them to write me letters of a memory that we had for the year, or something about me that they feel like they want me to remember or they want me to know. But in that same vein, you could also do a really long thank you note. And I know this can be really challenging if you're like, I'm not a writer, I don't know what to write, this is not my like space. I would suggest watch your significant other, watch the person who you want to write the letter to and kind of acknowledge them, and look at all the different things throughout the day and the ways that they help you, or the ways that they show up for you, or the ways that they show up for people around them. Look at all the things that they're doing that maybe it feels like it's not seen or acknowledged enough. Maybe you don't say those words enough. Maybe you aren't, and you don't think about the fact of saying how much it means to you when they do all of these things and how grateful you are for that. putting it all in one really long letter is a great way to say thank you, but also just say, I see you. Like, I see what you're doing. It means something to me, and I really appreciate that. Now, and you can do it kind of in the way that I've done it. And this is from Paper Chase. This is my favorite kind of scrapbook because these pages are actually sticky. So you don't have to like get all of the tacky bits. Like, you just pull it up and stick it in. And I've saved like birthday cards. I've had friends write letters over the years and I've added those in there. Just whatever kind of bits fit the year, depending on it. It's a great thing to start, you know, if you have a day throughout the year and you want to do that you could do it over several months. You could do it again as a collective kind of family thing. You could do it, you know, in whatever time frame works for you. If you're maybe wanting to fill up a big book, writing a letter every day for the next like few weeks and then putting them all together for Christmas is great. But things like this is the stuff you kind of forget. Like, you'll remember the things that you did together. You might have photos of it, but there are certain words in here, certain phrases, certain sayings, certain things that you can come back and read it, and it just adds that depth to your friendship, but it also just means so much because you have that and you get to keep it. Photos are great, memories are great, travel's great, but somebody who is a words of affirmation person, having this and having people take time to write, especially as a writer, and knowing that like that's not everybody's forte, it means the world. It means more than so many other things. If you're having trouble coming up with topics or you need somewhere to get started, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to like reply and help you guys, because I know that if I try to just like vaguely write it out, I'll put some things in the description box of the next few days as I'm coming up with stuff, or in the comments. But I know for myself, you know, acts of service and words of affirmation are my two love languages, and it can be a little bit easier for quality time because you can like plan something to do with somebody. I feel like sometimes those are a little bit easier to do, but we don't always think about the fact that like with words of affirmation, it means so much more when we're intentional with it and we really just take the time to say, I see everything you're doing. I see all of these things about you. I pay attention to you. I love you. You matter. And you know, you put it down in paper and they get to keep it forever. That's the gift that keeps on giving. So that is all I have for you guys today. So I hope this helped you if you're looking to give a gift for somebody whose love language is words of affirmation. That is such a tongue twister for me, but I hope this helped you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed for more Vlogmas videos, more love language, lifestyle content. We're all about feeling our best and loving those around us on this channel. So I love you. It is a good day to have a good day, and I will be back tomorrow with another video. Bye guys.